This video is for anyone who is late in filling out their 2021 bullet journal spreads, or any bullet journal spreads, like, maybe their January bullet journal spreads, like this girl over here. Hello, my blueberries. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Artie, and I just wanted to say I just got back from a short little break, and I am extremely frustrated. I am overwhelmed and confused. My hair is like super oily. My room is a mess, and on top of all of that, I am PMSing. So yeah, I'm a little bit of a mess right now. You would think when I go on a break, I would come back feeling rejuvenated and ready to get back into the grind and get all organized, but no. That is not how my brain works. So on this break, I did pray, I did meditate and do yoga, and I did help people, so I was of service. But one thing I didn't do was bullet journal. I didn't even look at my bullet journal. It was just sitting there, all sad and lonely and unused. Now I come back from my break, right? And I just feel this overwhelming feeling of, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I'm the type of person that works either workaholically or I relaxaholically, if that makes sense, or I don't know if that's a word, but I think you get my point. So if I get a taste of relaxation, I'm kind of like, well, why should I work? Relaxing feels so good, right? And then if I get a taste of working and being on that grind and that hustle, right? Then I'm like, oh my God, why would I relax? This feels so good. And the adrenaline is pumping inside of me. So I'm usually on both side of the extremes. I switch between the two. So this concept of balance, right? It's not something that comes naturally to me. It's something that I'm still learning to implement into my life. And because I switch from one extreme to another, I kind of add this layer of shame and guilt on top of the things that I'm not getting done. And this brings up feelings of frustration and I just feel overwhelmed. So I figured, why don't I make this video? Because if I am feeling this way, I'm sure there are other people who are also feeling this way. And so I just want you to know, whoever hasn't finished their bullet journal, filling out their bullet journal spreads, you're not alone. You know, I am someone who is a huge advocate for organization and taking care of yourself, but it's not something that is a linear path. You know, sometimes we're not going to be as organized, and that's okay. So maybe though, even though we have all these feelings, we can go through it together. We don't have to do it alone. So for anyone who hasn't done their pages, I just want you to pull out your bullet journal and do it with me right now if you can, or watch this video when you are ready to fill out your bullet journal spreads. It doesn't have to be a process where you have to do it right now. It can be when you're ready and you feel like, you know, okay, now I want to sit down and get ready and organized in this new year. It doesn't have to be on that new year date, right? I don't really like this whole concept of the first of the new year. That's when everything in my life is going to change. I'm still the same person that I was in 2020, and that's okay, you know? And so for everyone who has filled out their 2021 and January bullet journal spreads, you can just X out of this video. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Just kidding. Just kidding. I need you here. Please stay. And I need you because I need to draw on your organization and on top of things type of mentality, because it's people like you where when I am feeling in this down state, it's people like you where I can draw strength from and feel empowered, and I can see that, hey, if that person can do it, then I can too. So that was just a joke. Please stay, because this is an inclusive channel, not exclusive, inclusive. All are welcome. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this intro right here so we can get to that organization grind that also doesn't overwhelm us and we go at our own pace type of grind. So I just want to wish you a happy watching in this video, and I will see you in a little bit. Okay guys, so I'm starting here, and I'm just starting off with filling out my future log, and throughout this video you'll see that I start from like the beginning of the bullet journal and kind of fill out as I go, and sometimes if I remember more things then I will switch back to whatever page that I remember that thing on and fill that out as well. So I will also go in a little bit more depth on how certain page spreads work, because some of you did ask me if I could go into that explanation, so I will try to do my best to fit it all into this video. So with this future log, of course, the top part of this future log, like the top half part, is going to be any personal things like birthdays and events. So you saw me pull out my phone in the last couple seconds here, and what I did was I found a website off Google that listed all of the holidays, like the federal holidays and any holiday that I particularly would like to remember. I pulled it up on my phone and I am writing that in my future log, because it's easier for me to look back at this future log than to keep looking it up every time I am wanting to know when like Mother's Day is, for example. And I didn't just do that for the holidays in America, I also did that for the holidays in India, and the one I mostly was concerned with was Diwali. I wanted to know when Diwali was, and so online it told me an estimated date, and I filled that out in here too. So the bottom section of the future log is kind of like a content creation calendar, except I'm not making an individual page spread for it like you would maybe like on a month-to-month basis. I did this because I really wanted to just consolidate my page spreads and make it as easiest, oh my gosh, why can't I say that? Okay, I wanted to make it as easiest as possible for me, and I do reference back to my future log a lot, so I decided why not just throw it into the future log. And the things that I normally write in for my content creation are things that I will do as like a for sure thing every single month. So for example, I am for sure going to make a plan with me YouTube video for my bullet journal themes every single month. I am going to do a calligraphy header for like a calligraphy reel on Instagram every single month. I'm going to try to do a flip through. I'm going to make, of course, YouTube videos. And then also I wanted to create art for the holidays that I particularly like to celebrate, like my birthday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, holidays, Diwali, you know, things like that. So I wrote that in as well in the designated month. And I hope this calendar, you know, is helpful. So we will see, because I haven't created it before. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about really quick was the pen that I am using. I switch between a Sakura 005 and a 003 for any task that I write into my bullet journal, and I switched from black and brown depending on the theme or the color palette of the month. And for my setup, I decided to keep it really classic, so I went for a black. So moving on, we are going to be filling out the content collab page, and of course I don't have very many collaborations at the moment because it's the beginning of the year, so whatever I have going on, I am just filling those in, and so stay tuned for those ones, of course. And then my period has not started. We just glossed over the period spread, so I am not going to be filling that one out, of course, as well. And so now we are in the intentions page, and this was a really fun one for me. I actually went back and looked at my intentions for last year, and in order to fill this out, I kind of wanted to look at what I did last year and compare to kind of what I want to fill out this year. And you know, it's really interesting, and I like that I used the word intentions instead of goals, because I think with the word goals, there's like this underlying expectation that we need to fulfill whatever goal we set. And so it adds this sense of like guilt and shame whenever we don't complete our goal. And then with the word intentions, it's kind of like we just have to set the intention and kind of forget about it. And it's in the back of our head somewhere. And there is an action related to it that doesn't come with resistance, but it comes from more like of a divine nature. And I've talked about this on my Instagram as well, where the outcome is not necessarily our concern. We can set the intention and take the action without putting too much expectation on what the outcome will be. And it's almost like a more relieving sense of fulfillment where we don't necessarily have to stress about these goals. And so that's why I kind of just like the word intentions more. It's more gentle on ourselves. And it's so interesting. You know, I looked at my last year's intentions and I didn't really look at this page throughout the year. And I literally fulfilled so many of them to a T, right? Like I wanted to get 30,000 followers by the end of the year. And guess what? That is exactly what happened. I am at 31,000 followers at the moment, and that is such an incredible thing to me. And so that's why I think this page is so powerful. And if you haven't made a page like this, I really recommend it. You know, there is so much more I could say about that page. I could talk about it all day long, but of course we don't have enough time in this video to discuss. So we are going to be moving on to the plant watering tracker page. Okay, so I got so many questions about this page, so I'm going to try and explain it as fast as I can in the short amount of time we have. So this page is kind of not like my watering tracker page, but I just titled it that. It's more like my page to check when do I need to check the soil and the leaves for my plants before I water them. So this page literally helps me to see when the last time I watered my plant, right? And then I see if enough time has passed for me to check the soil or the leaves. And if I feel like enough time has passed, because I know my plants, right? I know when they usually like water, and that comes with time and experience of course, getting to know your plants. So when I feel like enough time has passed and I see, okay, so maybe like a week or two has passed, then I'll check the soil, and if the soil is still moist, then I don't water my plants. But this saves me so much time because I have like so many plants and I don't want to be having to check the soil every single day to see if like, okay, does my plant need water or not? I hope that makes sense. If not, you can go ahead and send me a DM on Instagram and we can just talk about it there, and hopefully I can clarify some things up for you. Okay, so now we are moving on to the Bujo ideas and the YouTube ideas page. And these two pages really save me a lot of time because when it's time for me to create a new theme or new content for YouTube or my reels on Instagram, I reference back to this page. And you know, ideas evolve. I think that ideas evolve. Every single month for me, I get inspired by different things. Like one month I could be super inspired by bicycles, and another month I could be super inspired by plants or art or, you know, crystals, spirituality. And so for me to be able to write these ideas down is really important because sometimes I go into a creative block where I cannot think. And so by writing these ideas down, it gets my creative juices flowing. I can look back on these, and maybe I saw some other creator do a certain idea and I liked their take on it, and maybe I wanted to do a take on it too, because art is always shifting and adapting and evolving, and we take art from another artist and then we individualize it and make it our own and express it in our own way. And then I think that is just such a beautiful thing. Okay, so now we are moving on to the reading tracker page, and of course I have not started the book club, and I kind of haven't picked out a book for January yet. So as you saw in my intro, I am a little bit overwhelmed and stressed out at the moment and a little bit late. So what I did on this page is in my phone, in my notes app, I have a book list. So whenever I hear someone mention a book or a book is recommended to me, I just put it in my notes app. So I pulled that out and just wrote down the books that I found the most interesting in this page spread. So that's all I have for that right now, and we are moving on to the lookup, wish list, and hobbies I'd like to explore page. And for this page, I kind of wanted to just go over some of the hobbies I would like to explore, and I really want to explore like ceramic and pottery, and I don't know if that's going to work during COVID, but eventually I would like to explore that. And I think some of the things I would like or need would be a Cricut machine. I think that would be super cool. And I don't know, I think that page was kind of explanatory, so sorry, we just went over it so fast and I didn't really have that much to say about it, but I'm curious to see how, some of those things, hobbies, will work out for me. And so now we are going into filling out my January page spreads. I didn't do my affirmations yet or my monthly review because obviously I will do that throughout the year. So now I did fill out some of my January. I had already done it, and so I filled out my tasks list and my intentions for the month. So I like to do a yearly intentions and also a monthly intentions. And some of the intentions I wrote were yoga with Adrienne. I hope some of you guys are doing the 30-day challenge with her because I am having so much fun with it. Another thing that I wanted to focus on was getting to know what my needs were. And here is just my flip through of what my journal looks like after I filled it out. But I did want to talk about that needs thing really quick. So I've had this problem where like I will be a people pleaser whenever I get really attached to someone or I start to like someone, and I just forget about my needs and I put their needs above mine. So for this month, I really thought it would be important and cool to voice my needs a lot more. And I noticed that I'm not voicing my needs when I stop hanging out with that person. I come back to myself and my alone time, and I notice I'm just depleted of energy. So I don't know how exactly I need to figure out how to voice my needs. Maybe I just need more courage. Maybe I need more self-love. Maybe I just need to feel more empowered with myself in my life and know what my true worth and value is. And I'm growing with you guys, and I can be fully vulnerable and honest and just say that I am not perfect. I don't have all the answers. I am figuring this out as I go. I make mistakes all the damn time, and some of those mistakes include putting other people's needs above mine. And, I'm really trying to learn this concept of being selfishly selfless, where I want to take care of you, but I also want to take care of myself. And how do I find that balance between the two? And as I said in the beginning, this idea of balance, it doesn't really come naturally for me. So just for this month, I would like to address and explore the question of how to figure out what our needs are and also to be able to vocalize them. So I was thinking maybe we can, do that together. Well, this is the outro that I filmed before completing my 2021 bullet journal spread. So hopefully at this point, we are all feeling a little bit more organized and centered with ourselves. And if not, that's okay too, because we can just accept where we're at, trusting that we are exactly where we're supposed to be. And now I am going to go agonize over buying a new coffee cup because I am an extremely indecisive person. So wish me good luck. I hope you guys have a beautiful day today, wherever you guys might be. And if no one told you they loved you today, I love you so very much.